Good evening. Welcome to another potentially title-deciding race in Aero League Racing Tier 3. Let me just mute myself for when I'm looking at the chat because I don't want to be hearing myself. So, we've got quite an interesting scenario in the driver's title. We've got Yusuf, who's got a 33-point lead over J. Ray Bay. And that basically means that with 26 points on offer this week and next week, or usually 25 because someone else gets the fastest lap, J. Ray Bay has to convincingly beat Yusuf tonight. So if J. Ray Bay finishes outside the top 6, it's over for him, regardless of even if Yusuf doesn't finish. But he has to absolutely beat him on track tonight. And if he fails to do so, he's out of the running. And Yusuf is our champion. So we'll have to see how much he can... Well, he'd have to outpace him, basically, which is going to be a problem because Yusuf has 5 pole positions and obviously the most wins. J. Ray Bay has 1 pole position. So the first task he's really going to have is to try and get to... Do I even see his name? 1 second. Where is he? They're asking in the chat where J. Ray Bay is. They should have waited before they started, really. Oh, he couldn't race tonight. That is so disappointing. Oh, we could have had a decent run at the title tonight if he could have pulled something out of the bag, but he hasn't been able to. And we actually only have 14 drivers tonight. So it's going to be a bit of a best of the rest because with J-Ray out, that also means that Ferrari win the Constructors. Basically, J-Ray and Zab would have needed a double podium to take it to the final race. 1 second. Right, let's try and set these settings up. Gap to the leader. Well, we don't need tyre. Telemetry, lap data, track map. So there's an Aston Martin. Not that one. Truco is going to be our first driver to set a lap. So Truco had his best result of the season last time I commentated on him, which was nice because I'm pretty sure that was his first points of the season as well. But with only 14 drivers today, and one who's already retired, Yusuf's made a retirement and he's going to try and start from the back. Obviously, he's thrilled with his championship and he doesn't feel like he needs to qualify. So it'll be interesting to see how he can come through the field. But let's watch El Truco now as he approaches turn 1. Hits the apex nicely there, and then it's a really sweeping right-hander for turn 2. You have to straighten up a bit closer to the wall than that to get the most speed out of that corner. So Truco will have lost a little bit of time. These 2 corners you really can cut. There's not really much of a bump, and the same with these ones. If you can go as much over some of these rumble strips as possible, just like that, you'll save yourself maybe half a second through the sequence of corners. As I said, it's a 33.8 to kick us off. Let me just try and open my telemetry app as well while I'm here. Will the Game has now set the fastest, Nice Face Dude has now set the fastest first sector with a 33.1, so that's 7/10 quicker than what Truco managed. So this isn't going to be one of the quickest laps, as we could probably tell going through the technical section. He was missing a lot of the rumble strips where you could really ride it, and he did the exact same in that little chicane there. And now we've got two DRS zones. One is activated right now before we break the final corner. And on the exit, there will be another DRS zone. So there's 3 around this track, which means that due to the high-speed nature of it, you're going to probably see a lot of overtaking. I certainly hope so anyway. So big, long drag to the line, a 131.6. Let's join Zab. He set the fastest first sector now. So J-Ray-Bay's teammate will try and secure second place in the Constructors' Championship in his absence. As Chris T now sets the fastest lap. He set a fastest final sector to go ahead of Will the Game, and he's got a first person in the 29s. So we might actually see some people in the 28s if we're already in the 29s. I think Yusuf would have been a good shout to do that. But what can Zab do as he approaches the final? Oh, disqualified. So that was Nice Face Dude who span there. So Yusuf will be starting from the back. Hyder has also retired. So we have 3 cars out and without even setting a lap as Zab goes in 5th. So Chris T did get a pole position a few races ago, ended up winning as well. So he definitely has the pace over 1 lap and over a race distance. So maybe he's the favourite for today, or Jag Kings might have a good shot at it as well. But let's see who else is on a fast lap. Samit, Yusuf's teammate, has shown a lot of pace this season, especially in qualifying. He's currently got the fastest first sector, which is a 32.8, which is second quicker than Truco when we were watching him. And he doesn't set the fastest second sector. That still belongs to Pizemu, who's managed to get within 7/10 of Christie, which is very respectable for Pizemu, who doesn't usually have the best times in qualifying. But this is quite a unique track. As Samit goes half a second clear of everyone with a low 29, a 29.3. So we could definitely see a 28 sometime soon. Let's join Jag Kings as he comes round the final corner with a Mercedes ahead of him going into the pits. And he goes P3, which is usually where we see Jags in qualifying and in the race, actually. He's got a good string of podiums, but still doesn't have a win to his name. Nice Face Dude. Oh, no, he's not. Naked Champ is on a lap. And he's actually set the fastest first sector of anyone. Oh, no, he's invalidated. That's probably why. Never mind. Let's see. What's Luke up to? Luke looks like he's on a lap. He's 1.6 seconds down, though. He's probably on an in-lap, actually. We've had the first lot of times, and currently we've still got a Ferrari set to take pole, but it's not Yusuf. This time it is Samit. We'll also be celebrating a Constructors title win, and that little role will be added to their Discord tag soon enough. I think Yusuf's definitely earned himself a promotion this season, probably to Tier 1. He's definitely got the pace of those guys. Samit probably has the pace as well. He just hasn't got quite the same consistency in the races. As he goes into the pits. We've got Chris T on an outlap. Let's see if he can beat Samit's time. Still going around the first sector with Bang Average Seb just behind him, who's in 7th place at the moment. Christie has the fastest middle sector of anyone still with a 27.6, half a tenth quicker than what Samit managed. He loses all his time in the first sector actually, and then the second 2 sectors compared to Samit are pretty much identical. So let's really examine how he attacks the technical section in Sector 1 as we begin the lap. So misses the apex slightly on turn 1. He does straighten the car out pretty nicely on the exit, so that'll give him a good run down to the turn 3, and has taken a fair amount. It didn't look like the fastest that he could have gone around there, but still fairly decent. Manages to avoid invalidating despite going really far off track there, which is good. And again takes the curb really well on the exit. So this is already almost half a second quicker than his last run. And it's not purple, but it's very, very close to Samet's time. So if he can improve in these next 2 sectors, which he should be able to with track evolution, if he keeps hitting these apexes, he should grab provisional pole. And he's 6/10 up, which if he can match his previous best in Sector 3, he's got provisional pole for sure. But he'll want to extend as much as possible as he just overtakes Samet, who will join as soon as he crosses the finish line. Misses the apex, goes wide, touches the apex on the inside on the exit. You can take a few different corners around there actually. It's quite a wide entrance and exit. And he goes quickest, but only by 0.02 of a second, as we'll join Samet, who's just starting his lap now as well. They're both 0.8 clear of anybody else, so it really looks like a two-horse race right now, if I can speak. So that looked a lot quicker than what Chris T managed around there, and he took a lot of curb again on the inside. Doesn't go as wide there, which might have lost him a little bit of time. A bit more careful, and there as well. So, first portion of the sector, he looked stronger. Second portion, he looked a bit worse off, and he's only half a tenth up on his previous best. So he really needs to find a little bit more improvement than what Chris T found in these next 2 sectors if he's going to grab pole back off Chris T. I don't know if dropping all the way down to 5th gear is the right choice there. As he enters the last DRS zone, stays all the way to the left, which this game's physics actually helps you gain time because of the grip of the soft tyres. It's not the right line in real life though. Gets a good exit on this really long pull down to the finish line. And he does improve ever so slightly to overtake Chris T and claim provisional pole again. And in all that, Naked Champ has taken 3rd place and Seb's gone up to 5th. So Zab on a lap. He's 7/10 slower. What about Zemu? Oop, not too far. He's back in the pits as well. Jag Kings is half a second up on his, so this should be good enough for 3rd as he approaches the finish line. Doesn't go veer to the left. Oh, it said he's gone 6 seconds slower, even though it said he was half a second up. So he must have had a mistake somewhere. And he is on a fast lap again. He's going to run out of DRS though before the end. He's gone 2/10 quicker on that first sector. No, he's got it. So, of the people who are running, we've got El Truco in 11th. Quite a bit off the rest of the pack. I don't know if that's pace, but if it is, it's not too good for Truco. Zab is in 10th and Will is in 9th. Who, by the way, I didn't realise is 2nd in our sprint league. which is incredibly impressive because usually those are just dominated by the tier 1 drivers, even though they're the slowest cars, because their understanding of how to get the most out of these cars is just beyond what most other people can manage. So to get second is, yeah, I'm really impressed to see that. And hopefully he can bring some of that good fortune to his race tonight. We've got Luke in P8, and Saeed is in 7th, which he's in 7th in the standings as well. So very on brand for Saeed. Semu is 6th, Seb 5th, which is pretty impressive for Seb actually. Jag King's 4th, and then Naked Champ, which this would be his best qualifying as well. Chris T, and Samet is our leader, and Chris T has to find another lap to beat Samet again, which he's already going to attempt to set now because he's on his fast lap. That must have been his outlap. I think the graphics are a little bit glitched. I thought he was on his outlap, and it said he was 6/10 quicker, which it's not moved. So anyway, let's see how he attacks this section. So he shifted all the way down to 3rd there to make sure he took a corner. Doesn't go as wide this time as he did last time. This doesn't look as quick. No, he's still, well, okay, I'll eat my words. He's almost a 10th up on his last time, and that would be enough to get ahead of Samet, as we got a yellow flag from one of the Alphas. That'll be Luke, having a little spin for, earlier in the lap. So what's Sector 2 going to tell us? So he's nearly 2/10 up now, so this would definitely be enough to reclaim provisional pole off Samet. We've got him just approach the final corner, takes the same line a bit wider on the outside and then kind of kissing the apex a little bit just before the exit. Stays nice and left, which is the quickest, and he takes pole. He lost a little bit of time in that final sector, so he's only 0.106 ahead of Samet. Let's join Naked Champ, who is currently in 3rd, trying to improve on his lap. Which I think this is an outlap, and it's giving us duff information again. Because he's not going to improve, though. Yeah. I think Prezemu was actually on a lap, from what I remember. No, he must have aborted. He's going to pit. Oh, he's not going to have enough time. I was going to say he was going to pit and put on another set and then do a flying lap, but he's not got enough time to get round. But let's join Samet. He is not on his lap at the moment. He's about to start his final lap and try and retake pole off Chris again. So the run down to turn 1. He was a bit sloppy on the second half of this first sector, and after a really tidy first half, so that's where all the time could be gained. Yeah, see, he doesn't go all the way down to 3rd like Chris T did. Okay, quite interesting. Oh. Is that didn't invalidate, and he's gone quicker. Don't know how I feel about that. If that was real life Formula 1 and pretty much any other corner on this game, he would have invalidated, but it's let him carry on. Yeah, I don't know how that didn't invalidate Reaper. I guess because he's so far wide, they assume that you can't gain time that far out, but if you don't invalidate and you still go quicker, it's not fair, really. If he gets pole, I think we should officially give it to Chris. So Jag King's managed to get 3rd in all this. Actually, Naked Champ's fallen all the way down to 6th. and he's pitted, so that's over for him. So we have, yeah, he does get pole position. Yeah, he was 0.026 quicker in the first sector, I think. And then he's 0.086 up overall, but he should have really invalidated in that on that lap. Oh, but what can you do? I mean, you just have to deal with it, see what happens in the race. Anyway, Jag King's managed to get to within 6/10, which is quite impressive. Is Luke on a lap? Let's see. It looks like he's going... Oh no, he's not got enough ERS to improve. So Luke does get 4th. Saeed is in 5th. Naked Champs drops from 3rd down to 6th in the end after not being able to improve in the last runs. Same with Seb, he dropped to 7th, and Same, he dropped to 8th. Will the Game and Zab couldn't improve either, unfortunately. Zab is out of ERS, so this isn't a fast lap either. So yeah, that's how it is. And then we got Truco, who retired. Haider, Yusuf, and Nice Face Dude will be starting in last. Let's see if they're saying anything in the chat. I was just saying, be careful into turn 1. Well, yeah, this is a really difficult first couple of corners to deal with when there's 14 cars all together. As the real life races show, with all the red flags and restarts, and then shortly after the restart, you have to restart again because something happened in turn 1. So let's have a quick look at the weather. 26 degrees for the race the whole time and cloudy the whole time. 7% chance of rain. That'll be good. I don't think anyone would have ever practiced rain around Jeddah. Actually, I think there was a wet race in Jeddah last season in ALR. So, predictions for the race. Will Yusuf overtake everyone and win? It's not that difficult. All you need is a couple of cars to collide in front, which would almost definitely happen. Safety car to bring the pack up. He's got all of his softs, which are fresh as well, for the end of the race if there's a late safety car, when everyone else will only have one fresh set. It looks a bit muggy, doesn't it? A bit smoggy. So yeah, it's not a boiling hot night, just 26 degrees on the track. So yeah, I don't know. I think Jag Kings is always good to bring it home really high, so I expect a podium for Jag. Yusuf will be on the podium, I just don't know if he'll manage to get to the top. Haider's come through the pack a few times this season, he's starting at the back, so he could easily do that if he manages not to make a mistake. Chris T could win or he could crash. Same for Samit. They're both pretty, you know, pretty fast but a little bit inconsistent. Right, let's look at this spectator menu and see what tyres people are going to start on. Interval tyres. So, interesting. Luke's going to try and get an early lead then with those softs. Mediums for Samit, Chris T and Jag. Hards for Saeed. He'll be like dropping like a fly, I expect, because no one around him was on hards either. Naked Champ, Bang Average Seb, and Will and Zab are on mediums. El Truco's going to go with an aggressive soft strategy. That'll be interesting. I hope he makes it work and he doesn't plow into the back of someone because he's so fast off the line. Haider on mediums. Yusuf is going to, yeah, smart move on hards. First safety car, if it comes out early, just stay out on those hards and move towards the front and then just drive away from everyone. Zemu mediums and Nice Face Dude on hards. So it'll be really difficult for the hard runners if there's not an early safety car. They'll probably drop off the pace at the back. There's only 14 drivers, which obviously reduces the risk of crashes and safety cars. So it'll be interesting to see what can happen today. Let's get the telemetry on, lap data, full track map. So let's change it to position change for the first lap or two. So we can see, but all eyes on Luke and Truco, who are the only ones on softs. Saeed has picked the best strat. Being on the, was he on the hards? I don't know about that. It depends on what happens. He's gonna lose a couple of spots off the line. Luke and Truco will be pitting before lap 10. Softs don't last long here. But there's a safety car within the first 10 laps. After they've managed to get past everyone. And then multiple people will be coming in. I don't know. We have to see how it... excuse me. See how it pans out. So no one has invalidated just yet, or been disqualified. There we go. Luke's been disqualified, so he's going to have a few meters further back to start from. I hope this isn't our... Oh, everything's getting jumbled up. So we are about to start the race in Jeddah from behind for some reason, as it looks like Nice Fade Dude got a really slow start, as did Saeed on his hard tyres. Here we go. Samet has an easy lead into turn 1 ahead of Chris T and Jag Kings. And there's a huge crash at the back. Look at this. They're still navigating turns 1 and 2. Oh, they'll be... Everyone's managed to get through, but look, Yusuf's already up to 8th and all that. He's just managed to avoid it all, unless he's got some damage, which it doesn't look like. So he's up 4th places. Hyder's also up 4 places. Truco on his softs is up 5. And Luke is still in 4th, as Jag Kings and Christy are having a little fight. Christy's all out of shape, and he loses his ground to Luke as well. So very, very good start for the soft runners, I've got to say. And a little bit of a hairy one. Well, the hard runners are all pretty low down now. It looks like Christy's coming under pressure from Truco now as well on the softs. He gets a good slingshot exit, so he's got a bit of a reprieve coming through this little twisty bit, which isn't really the best for overtaking. It is possible, but not advisable. And then when you get around here, this is when the good overtaking spots for the rest of the lap and along the start-finish straight. We see Seb's making a move on Zab further back. So the gap is, well, it was just under 2 seconds behind. As we've got Chris T now, he's having a little look down Luke, the inside of Luke, so he must have been using a lot of his DRS, as Luke has almost all of his ERS, excuse me. Zab and Seb are having a bit of a battle further down. Zab looks like he's got that position back, and it looks like Seb's going to come under pressure from Saeed. As Saeed went really wide there. And Seb's gone super wide. I wonder if that was a warning. Here we go. Something's happened to Hyder. He's lost his wing. And he's hit the wall. Yeah, he's going to get himself a little penalty there as well. Let's join Samet, who's not lost his wing. So I can't really tell how far ahead he is. I'm going to guess a couple of seconds behind. But yeah, he's not too far ahead of Jag, who's keeping him honest at the moment. Luke is coming under a lot of pressure from Chris T. But he gets a better exit out of the final corner on his softer tyres, but he's going to come under pressure again. And Christie's going to get that move done pretty easily. Yeah, Luke's having a look around the outside, but he's not going to be able to get any switch back. Problem is his tyres will be so much more grippy around these twisty sections, but he just wasn't able to get away from Chris. But he's got a lot more ERS, got to say that. And we've got DRS from this lap as well. As Truco has retired. Oh, he's in the wall there. There he is. Safety car or virtual safety car? Looks like a virtual safety car is out at the moment, which isn't so good for Hyder, who's quite far back after pitting for a new wing. Yeah, VSC it says on the screen right there. And let me just take that opportunity to change to which tyres people are on. So Yusuf is the highest placed hard runner. In 5th already, so he went from 13th to 5th in the first couple of laps. So Christie gets a drive-through penalty. He was speeding at the time that the safety car restarted, which is quite unfortunate for him, so that's another free place for Yusuf, essentially. Let's have a look at the Naked Champ. He's very, very close behind Will. Out-qualified him, but for must have got a worse start because Will's ahead of him now. As Yusuf's kind of teetering within a second or so of Luke, just over and under. Luke's tyres should have a massive tyre advantage at the moment, though. Also got a little bit of a train behind Seb. Got Zab and Saeed pretty close behind. Luke's tyres are dying already. Oh, we should see Yusuf overtaking him pretty soon then with DRS. So Seb's actually caught up to Naked Champ and Will the game. So as Hyder's DNF sees Span, that's not going to bring out a safety car. It's on the other side of the track. So we have Seb making a last-minute dive around the inside to defend against the Naked. No, he overtook Naked there. Naked's got... Oh, it's the safety car has come out. So we have a couple of cars already in the pits. Christie, is he serving his drive-through? Did he start serving it before? Yeah. Let's see if he's still got the... Yeah, he doesn't have the drive-through penalty notice anymore, so he managed to get away with that quite well, because the safety cars come out at the same time, and he's still ahead of 2 cars who've done a genuine pit stop. So it could have been worse, but Yusuf's already in the podium positions. I don't know how, but he managed to get past Luke. Luke must have made a mistake somewhere. Definitely wasn't the case when the safety car came out, so... Luke should be pitting, absolutely. He needs to get off these softs now if they're already dying. I mean, he wasn't able to keep up with the 2 medium runners, even though he had the tyre advantage. So, that'll drop him towards the back as well. So at the moment, Yusuf's got the fastest lap of the race as well. So is Luke going in the pits? Yeah. He'll probably come out behind Chris and ahead of Zab, because Chris didn't actually complete a pit stop, he just served his drive-through. Yeah. So Chris, despite his mistakes, he's still in 8th. The last of the drivers not to have pitted, though. And we've got Luke, who will probably have to pit again because his mediums won't last 20 laps. And then the harder runners potentially could make it to the end. Safety car assisted. This should be the last lap under the safety car. It better be. Safety car in this lap. So, like I was saying, what we usually see in the real life races around here is after a safety car restart or a red flag restart, the Turn 1 can be a bit of a nightmare. People missing their braking points, cold tyres. As he's staying pretty close to the safety car here before he pulls the trigger, which he hasn't done yet. He's gone in the pits. What is... So that definitely took everyone by surprise because they were expecting him to go and then he dived into the pits. But Jack Kings is the new leader of the race. As Saeed is challenging Will the Game just behind. Looks like Will's going to win that battle. As the other half of Nice Face Dude is just behind as well. We've got disqualified in qualifying, remember. So he's worked his way up to 5th. We've got Chris T out. He's retired. Let's see if Samet can, if we can pass. No, he's all the way on the other side. He'll have disappeared. Oh, no, he's not. Yeah, he'll have lost it around the... just here. Yeah. It's a bit of a Mick Schumacher. He made that mistake a few times. Anyway, so Jack Kings has over a second advantage over Yusuf, and he's going to have to try and build that because he has the tyre advantage at the moment. And maybe Yusuf will come under pressure from Will. But I have a feeling they're going to just bide the time until the DRS gets set in motion, which will happen after the next lap. I'd love to know why Samet pitted there, because that was... it just seems so unnecessary. So behind we've got Nice Face Dude getting challenged from Saeed. Saeed keeps that position. So he's definitely struggling on these hard tyres at the moment. It's going to be a little train forming behind him as well, because Brzemu and Luke and Seb are all within a second of each other. As Luke looks like he might be challenging Brzemu here. Takes a much tighter line around that sweeping left-hander than Brzemu did. Here we go. Oh, he should be trying to move here. He's not going to. I presume he's really close to Nice Face Dude as well, but Luke could have got the move done there. As Prezemu's actually going to have a go at Nice Face Dude, who's there's a migrating host. Hopefully that doesn't ruin anything. Yeah, no changes in position here, but we do have DRS from this lap. So let's have a look at Will, because he's really close to Yusuf. He could overtake him in the next detection zone. So what I would do would be to use this one to close right in. And the following DRS zone to overtake, which is exactly what he looks like he's doing. Looks like he's doing. Samet's the quickest person on track, by the way. He's gone well, close up about 4 seconds on Jag Kings. So, is he going to get a move done by turn 1? He looks a little bit too far away to get it done this time. Anyone behind challenging? Not really. It's going to be an ERS game though, really. If you can save your ERS when everyone else is using theirs, you can just blast past people. Prezemu's got a really good handle on the corners here. As he takes a really wide line there, and Luke takes the tighter one again, and he's right behind Luke as Samet has retired. As we saw someone cut the corner there quite obviously. Yeah, Luke's got the move done. Pretty straightforward. He's still got 82% of his charge. I was going to try and get Nice Face Dude next. Who's not got any charge. He nearly got overtaken already. This back straight's not really got long enough to get a move done when the other person has DRS open as well. Say it's going to be going on about P6 in the championship. Yes, he'll tell anyone that can listen if he's doing well. So this must be the crossover point now where the mediums stop being such an advantageous tyre over the hards. Apart from Luke's, who's only 5 laps old. Yeah, Luke's just so close to him at this part of the track. He just knows the line a little bit better than Nice Face Dude, but he just can't get a move done. Saeed, sorry. Nice Face Dude's trying to overtake Saeed. Here we go. This will be where it happens. Like, just easy. And Saeed nearly goes into the back of him because he didn't judge how slow Nice Face Dude will be. And now Luke. Oh, Nice Face Dude's gone into the pits. Luke has just gone all of a sudden up to third. And Saeed is second, which is very impressive. And Yusuf's taken the lead as well because we've got everyone else in the pits. All the medium runners decided that this was the lap to stop. Couldn't stretch it any further. I'd have tried a little bit more to see if the safety car came out, but... Now Saeed will be particularly vulnerable because he won't have the comfort of having someone else's car within a second of him, so that he won't have DRS now. There's still a long way to go before the podium's decided, and they have to stop as well. But yeah, you're right. I think starting on the hards was the better choice because they'll be on the faster tire at the end and we'll be able to overtake easily. In theory. This should be quite an easy overtake for Luke now. But he's not using any of his charge, even though Saeed has none at all. It's because it's really difficult around here to recover the charge. It's there's not many braking zones and there's a lot of straights. Oh, Luke had a little half spin there, which gives Saeed a bit of breathing space. He's over a second ahead now, and now Seb is going to be closing in on Luke. Three-second time penalty for Yusuf. That could be very costly if we have a late safety car. It could be huge for the outcome of the race. Yep, Seb's sniffing, but he's a little bit too far behind right now. And Luke's caught up within a second of Saeed again. Here we go. It's very, very close. You could get the move done before the final corner if he gets this little section right. Half a second behind. It's maybe down the start line. Piling on the pressure for Saeed though. He's got a very, very bad exit from that corner. He's got absolutely no charge. Yeah, he's just a sitting duck. Now Luke's got to get his head down and pull a bit of distance and start setting some pretty quick laps to make up for being stuck behind Saeed for so long. He can start by pulling over a second in this sector. He should be able to with the grip and the fast corners. No, Saeed's making a challenge. Oh. But he manages to keep his position. And now he's going to enter the part of the track where he's been really strong at. But because of that earlier mistake in the first sector, Saeed's going to have the benefit of the mammoth amount of DRSs that are available in Jeddah. So he doesn't have a go down the final corner, but he is pretty close now. No, he gets a really bad exit once again, and now Seb's just... Oh, he's decided to pit. He's decided to pit after 13 laps, so he's going to put on the mediums until the end. So he's given Seb some free DRS because he's not stuck behind him now, and he can close right into Luke. So Saeed's going to have to do some overtaking. He's fallen behind everyone who pitted a little bit earlier. Let's see where he's come out. Behind Nice Face Dude by about 2.5 seconds as well. He's got some work to do. So Zab gets a 3-second penalty as Naked Champ's in the pits again. Let's follow this battle with Luke and Seb again, because they're the only ones within a second of each other. Yusuf's built up quite a good lead now. He should probably come out in 4th when he pits. So this could be working pretty well for Seb. I don't know how long he's going to stay on these hards for. But if his safety car comes out within the next 4 or 5 laps, Luke might have pitted already. Yusuf will have pitted already. So he might have an easy run to the end if he just bolts on the softs. So as they head down the start-finish straight, it's pretty close. He's not going to use any of his ERS though, which he's got plenty of. As Yusuf has come in the pits. No challenge towards turn 1. Let's see, does he come out in 4th place? Here's Zab and Jags coming out. Actually, he's going to be in 5th. Just. Oh, no, he's got a good exit, though, from the pits. Is he going to manage to get Jags in this next corner? No, he backs out of it and tucks in behind. So this is not what he wanted. To be stuck behind Jag, and then he'll have to at least overtake 1 or 2 more cars. So there was a yellow flag out. I think it might be for Prezemu. So here we go, DRS zone. So we'll use this one to close in. He's 6/10 behind. He needs to be taking these corners a little bit better, but his tyres are probably still not up to full temperature. As he makes the move in the final corner, they have a little bit of contact. Yusuf's in the wall. He's going to have to pit again. No, he keeps going. So he can't have a damaged wing out of that. Jag King's getting his elbows out there. And gives him a little bit of breathing space. But he's closed right up to Zab now as well. So he'll be trying to overtake him before Yusuf has another go. Ooh, a little bit slippery for Jag in that section, but he didn't lose any time. This used to be a DRS zone here, but they've removed it. Saeed gets a 3-second penalty. These cars are all within half a second, so any little slip up from one will impact others. As Prezemu's span again, he's not having the best of times. Excuse me. Oh, he's so close. No, yeah, it's just so difficult to get that right. And now they're 3 wide. Jags misses out. Yusuf gets past both of them, but goes wide. And now Zab's having a go. Yusuf's in the wall. He's definitely... Oh. Oh, that looks a bit... That looks bad. So we got the safety car out for sure. Yusuf, our champion, just had... Well, they were playing bumper cars basically around the fast bit of the circuit. There'll be some crosswords in the chat, no doubt. So what happened there? Basically, Jags was the first one to kind of tap the wall, and he was fine. And then it looks like Zab and Yusuf did a very overly ambitious move, went off the track a little bit, rejoined. Zab took advantage of that because he was slow. Zab kind of knocked him into the wall a little bit. It looked like Yusuf either ricocheted really violently off the wall or turned into, potentially, Zab, and they're both out of the race. I think it was more that they just lost control because they were going 3 wide into one corner and it just doesn't work. So this has come out at a perfect time for Seb, but he's caught the safety car, so actually not that perfect. So he hasn't got an opportunity to pit for those hards, and if he pits now, he'll go pretty much to the back of the field because he's got such a long way to go under the safety car. So it gives Will, actually, well, actually, it gives Luke the best chance to win because he's on the softs, and these guys, they could try and make it. It'll probably be 5 laps to the end. There probably won't be another safety car because of all of the retirements we've had already. Eight drivers. Something bad would have to happen between 8 drivers, which is quite unlikely for there to be another one. So it'd be really difficult to defend on hards to the end of the race. The chat's kind of exploded with comments since that happened. Yes, Yusuf's got the Drivers' Championship because J-Ray Bay didn't even race today. So if J-Ray had raced and this had happened, basically, all he'd need is a top 6 finish to have taken it to the final race. And there's only 8 drivers left, so that would have been likely. But there's a lot less on the line today, obviously. Yusuf probably won't be too angry with what happened. I don't know what's happening in the chat, but he's still got the championship. So we've got both Ferraris, who are the Constructors' Champions as well, by the way, out. And from second place in the Constructors, Zab's out and J-Ray didn't show up. So a nice little opportunity for everyone else to get a good result. I don't think anyone still in the race has won one this season. Yeah, that's right. None of them have won a race, so we're going to get a new race winner in Tier 3. Finally, because it's been so dominant by Yusuf, to be honest. On replay, yeah, well, it looked to me like it was a revenge swipe as well, but I'm going to give him benefit of the doubt because we don't want to be making accusations when he could have just lost control. His car could have twitched or something, but yeah, it wouldn't be good if if that's what had happened. So we've got Will, who's gonna try and make it to the end on these hards. It's not the worst idea. I've done it twice in recent races. Well, 3 times in the last 3 races. I've stayed out on the harder tyre when the safety car was out. And once I won from the front. Once I got spanned from the front, which was pretty disappointing. And once I stayed and managed to keep hold of third when there was, and each time there was soft runners behind me and I was on the hard tyres. So it is possible to do if you're a good defender and if you're good at placing your car in the right place. Safety car's going to probably come in this lap though, and you know, doing it in Singapore and doing it, you know, somewhere like that is a lot easier than a place where overtaking is so easy, especially with DRS. And you're not going to have ERS for the full 6 laps to be able to rely on, so you can't just rinse it. So I'm expecting him to lose a position or 2, but the longer he can keep these cars behind, maybe there'll be chaos behind him like there usually is anyway, which could do him a favour. But my favourite to win the race has to be Luke. Jack Kings has a chance as well. As we're going around one more time, which is great news for Will. Will for P6. Is it possible? I don't know. I think he's in the top 10, Will. So if he wins this race, he should shoot up the standings. But yeah, we could get a podium for Saeed. We could get a podium for Nice Face Dude. I don't think Nice Face has had a podium. Seb's going to get his, I think, 2nd points finish today, no matter what happens. Because I think, are we past 70? Yeah, we're at 75% now. No, we're not. We're past it. Yeah, can't count. So yeah, so these guys are all getting points, even if they crash into each other like we just saw. Oh, I can't wait to watch that back on replay. That was wild. Three wide, but they were trying to overtake in the first of the 3 DRS zones. where you need to be really precise with your... And you hardly brake when you're taking the race line, but you do need to brake in those zones if you aren't taking the race line, if you're going side by side, which is exactly why they ended up punting each other into the wall. So yeah, still an overcast day, which is a bit unusual for Saudi Arabia. The problem is with these soft tyres is they go off pretty easily, and if any of these guys started on the softs, I think Luke did, so he'll be on some softs that he used in qualifying potentially, which won't be as quick as the other guys. So if Jag King's, I'm pretty sure has a fresh set on, and everyone behind him should have a fresh set on. So it might not be so straightforward for Luke as I thought. But that will become quite apparent if cars are queuing up nose to tail behind Luke. But he'll be doing the same with Will for at least a lap or two. Safety car in this lap. So it'll be interesting to see what Will can do. Is he going to do an incredibly slow restart like we saw with Samit, who ended up pitting anyway? No, he's let the safety car go way in front. He's gonna leg it out of this last corner. Oh, but Luke's so close. He's bunching the pack up. No, he's doing a slow start. And now he's gone. And he's caught Luke completely unaware, and Jag Kings is probably going to get the move done. He's trying to stay behind because the run to the line is so long. He's going to get a move into the first corner. No, he's thinking better of it. And Nice Face Dude was having a little sniff as well. But that was a good restart for Will. He's got a half a second lead over the pack, which will probably reduce quite quickly. But Luke is losing ground. He's now nearly 8 tenths behind. Nice Face Dude is incredibly close to Jag Kings, but he cut one of those corners and got himself a 3-second penalty for it. So these penalties are going to come into play as well. There's only 5 drivers without a penalty now. Let's see, what can Luke do? He's still 7 tenths behind Will. He's not navigating this section of the track as well as I thought he would. And Jag Kings is closing in under 4 tenths now. So we go past what would be the first DRS zone. But we're only going to get 3 laps of DRS as Jag Kings goes really wide in that corner. Well, cuts it technically, but gets away without getting a penalty. As Nice Face Dude is looking to overtake Jag Kings there. And is he going to try and get Luke as well? No, Jag Kings is going to come back around the outside onto the main straight. Is he going to get boxed in though, because Luke's just ahead of him? Oh, they're going to drag race all the way down, and Jag Kings looks like he's forfeited that place to Nice Face Dude, who looks like he's having a sniff down the inside of Luke as well, but manages to break the car, get the car braked, not break the car, just in time. But Luke is not challenging Will at all at the moment, as Nice Face Dude cuts that corner again. I'm sure that's where he got his warning last time out. As a result, Jag Kings is just over 3 tenths behind him and solidly staying that way through this technical section, as Saeed looks like he's going to be trying to have a go on Seb. Not yet. But Saeed's looking incredibly racy right now compared to the other drivers. He has to be careful, because this is the section where we saw all the drama. This tight, fast section where you hardly brake for any of these corners until this one that's just coming up. As Nice Face Dude's only 2 tenths behind Luke now, who's now catching Will. So Nice Face Dude's going to try it around the outside. Luke defends the inside. There's a little bit of contact. He's going to... Oh, Luke will get a really poor exit. He covers off Luke, who's boxed in between the horses. And now it's going to be 3 wide into turn 1. Luke has the inside. Looks like Will backs out completely. A nice face dude swipes around the outside. Oh, everyone is so bunched together right now. So Luke's lost the lead on his harder tires and is now surely going to fall victim to the cars behind unless he can keep within DRS range of these 2 soft runners in front of him. So, bear in mind, Luke is technically winning the race because Nice Face Dude has a penalty. So all Luke has to do for these next 2 and a bit laps is keep within DRS, and he's won it. Let's have a look at penalties as we're getting towards the end. It's not there. 6 seconds for Naked Champ, so he's basically guaranteed 8th place. So Will's getting challenged from Jag Kings here in this tight, twisty section. He's gonna, well, they managed to navigate that really well. Will's just falling backwards now, you can see. Now Seb's gonna be the next one to try a move, but he's not got any ERS left, and Saeed's challenging him now. Round the outside, but Seb's gonna try a late break on the inside to try and get past Seb. Will is, yeah, he's just losing out now. He kind of moved into Saeed's line a little bit there, but they both managed to avoid each other. And Saeed brushes the wall, and now he's trying desperately to find some space to put his car. Tries a dive bomb down on Seb. It doesn't work. He goes way too deep. And now he's got a 6-second penalty for corner cutting. Right, Seb and Will now battling again. Yeah, Seb's got the inside. Will riding around the curves, but pulls out of it. Quite an exciting little safety car restart. So Will's gamble on the hard tyres has definitely not paid off. He's all the way down into 6th with a lap and a half to go. And he's probably going to get caught by Prezemu now as well. Let's join the front because Luke is 8 tenths behind Nice Face Dude. And Nice Face Dude has to find basically over 2 seconds if he wants to get this race win. Luke cuts that corner but manages to avoid a penalty. Excuse me. Luke gets a penalty. He's got 2 warnings now. Jag Kings only has 1. So if Luke gets another warning between now and the end of the race, Jag Kings is the winner. Because he's within 3 seconds of Nice Face Dude as well. So Luke's fallen over a second behind Nice Face Dude now. Which could give Nice Face quite a good opportunity in this last lap. None of them seem to have any ERS. Jag Kings has the most out of the top 3. But he's not using it yet. He's going to use it probably on the last corner. Especially now that Luke's fallen behind, over a second behind Nice Face Dude. He's got the perfect chance as Saeed hits the wall behind. And he's... I don't know what he did there. I think he might have paused because he was ghosted, but... yeah, it's just not looking good for Saeed. He's going to probably finish 7th. Just where he started. Did Seb get damage? Maybe. Right, that's the game. That's the game set and match pretty much. Luke's got his 3rd warning. He's got a 3-second penalty. Jag Kings is going to get his first win of the season. If he can keep within 3 seconds, he is 1.6 behind Nice Face Dude right now. So, and he's got a bit of a roadblock in front of him as well. Saeed gets another 3-second time penalty. Jag King still only has 1 warning, so it's looking pretty good for him. He's going to try and... oh no, he backs out of it. And now he's just over 2 seconds behind Luke with 1 real braking zone to go. Saeed's trying to have a look as well. So he must not have got damage after going really far off track. Here we go. Down to the finish line. Nice Face Dude crosses in first. Luke crosses in second, but Jag Kings gets the win on penalties. Bang Average Seb gets a podium. His first podium in Tier 3, which is a fantastic improvement for Seb. Luke ends up 4th. Will 5th. Prezemu 6th. Saeed does get 7th. And Naked Champ is surely trying to get the fastest lap here so that he gets 5 points instead of 4. Let's see if he can do it. Yeah, he got the fastest lap. Jag for the win, yep. He was my teammate in the first season that we had in the previous game. He's pretty reliable, very solid driver. He's come on quite a lot, I think, in terms of getting consistent race results. And now he's got a win to his name, so I think that'll put him in 3rd place in the championship. Let's have a quick look. Standings. So Jag Kings was 5th behind Samet, Boomer and J Rebe and Yusuf, who none of them scored points today. So now he went from 85, 90, 110 points. So he'll be 11 points clear in 3rd place now, Jag, but he's out of reach for getting 2nd place, even though J Rebe didn't race. So pretty good result for Jag. Very impressed. And we got Nice Face Dude. I think 2nd place is his best finish. Seb, 3rd place is definitely his best finish. What about Luke? Luke's not had the best of seasons, so 4th place is his best finish as well. His previous best was 7th. Will is in 5th place here. He got 1 podium before, but that's his best finish since Miami, which is quite a while ago now. Brizemu in 6th, another solid result for him, and that is his best finish of the season. Saeed in 7th. I don't think that's his best. No, he managed to get a podium, actually. Naked Champ in 8th, which are actually his first ever points in ALR. And then no one else scores points. So 5 points to get yourself off the mark, Naked. You should be pretty pleased with yourself. Well, everyone should be pleased with themselves. They've all pretty much got a season's best result there. So Jag King's on an upward trajectory because he got 5th place, then 2nd place, and now he's won. So congrats. This was my final comms of the season. I won't be here next week for whatever shenanigans happen in Japan, but if this race is anything to go by and the rest of the season, it's going to be a doozy. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next season, no doubt.